Football rivalries can develop because of geographical proximity, years of competing for success, or differences in politics or religion. However, the rivalry between Leeds United and Millwall has grown over the years due to a mutual animosity between the two groups of ardent supporters. This frequently results in fireworks, and there are also plenty of incidents that happen on the pitch. Derbies typically refer to games between two teams who are rivals for a specific reason. The most frequent cause is proximity, with two clubs in the same city having a dislike for one another due to local pride and geography. Success can sometimes turn two teams against one another. For example, Manchester United and Liverpool, two of the most successful clubs in English football, are also the bitterest of rivals. However, it is much more difficult to pinpoint the causes of Leeds and Millwall's shared distaste. After all, the two clubs aren't even in the same regions of the country. They're not even in the same city. Unlike Leeds, who are based in the city after which they are named, Millwall is located in London, 140 miles away. Then why is there such a strong animosity between two clubs that haven't even met that frequently until more recent years? Given that Leeds didn't exist until 1919 and Millwall was founded in 1885, it is obviously not a historic event. Can it be that they are at odds just because the rest of the nation despises them both? The fact that the rivalry between Leeds and Millwall is a relatively recent occurrence is arguably one of its most puzzling aspects. Given that Millwall only played in the Premier League for 2 seasons before the 1990s, whereas Leeds actually won the competition, there is no doubt that Leeds is the more successful of the two clubs. Whether or not the rivalry's more recent emergence is a true representation of the standing of both clubs, the fact remains that the two teams simply did not compete against one another frequently enough for them to truly detest one another throughout the early years of their existence. The two teams played off 12 times between 1931 and 2003, with only a few of those games being very memorable. It wasn't until Leeds was demoted from the First Division to the second ahead of the 1930-1931 season, putting them in the same tier as Millwall, that they played off against one another for any cause. Given that Millwall travelled to Elland Road and won 1-0, motivating the Yorkshire team to win the return leg 3-2 a week later, it's possible that the first game contributed to the hate. Before the 1950s, the two teams played twice more, but throughout the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s, they played in different divisions of English football. It wasn't till the 80s they met up again. Even while it's likely that the two fan bases never got along very well, there isn't much evidence from the club's histories to imply that this was anything other than how opposing football teams' fans don't get along when they square up. Nobody could have predicted the violent skirmishes that broke out on October 27, 2007, following a match between the two teams at Elland Road. After the game, Millwall fans were supposed to ride buses from the stadium to Leeds railway station, but instead, they smashed the vehicle's windows. While waiting for their own buses, Leeds fans gathered at the Billy Bremner statue outside the stadium, but began to attack the Millwall buses and any police trying to stop them. Leeds had won the game 4-2, which may have given their followers cause for celebration and left Millwall supporters feeling rather dejected. Whatever the cause, the two groups of fans got into a fight to the point where mounted police had to charge in to break it up and assure the supporters' safe return to the train station. When the two clubs play at the Den in London due to the random and unexpected violent events, the Metropolitan Police adds extra units, and West Yorkshire Police does the same thing when the game is played at Elland Road. Additionally, it has been decided to start the matches earlier in the day. Everybody hates them. Though many have attempted to understand why the two clubs are so antagonistic towards one another, just a few satisfying explanations have been found over the years. However, For some, the issue boils down to the fact that the fans of the two clubs take great pride in the fact that the rest of the nation hates them. Leeds' style of play during the 1960s and 1970s is one of the reasons why so many supporters of English teams despise the team so much. He played a more cynical kind of football and frequently asked his players to be brutish in the challenge, earning him the reputation of being a dirty team. The club has maintained its reputation over the years. The words to one of Millwall's most well-known songs, "No One Likes Us, No One Likes Us, No One Cares," which is set to Rod Stewart's "We Are Sailing" music, "No one likes us, no one likes us, no one cares, we don't care." The carrying of the Turkish flag to the game against Leeds is just one little illustration of how the same fans have worked hard to incite hatred for them. For instance, they once tore up chairs and tossed them onto the field while playing against Luton Town in the 1980s, or they once threw a hand grenade onto the field during a cup game against Ipswich Town. Over the years, fans of rival clubs have long harbored animosity towards the two teams, possibly contributing to a sense of competition between the two sets of fans about who is the most hated. So to the question, why do Leeds and Millwall hate each other so much? Is they are competing in a two-horse race for the title, Most Hated Fans? Thanks for watching. Now, please subscribe as it helps our channel grow to give you better and more engaging videos.